Hello everybody, Bmerica here with another survival living episode for you. So today we are back in our newly founded keep, and hopefully what I can get done today is we will get the floor laid and maybe start up on the walls. And I'm debating on making this a little bit wider. I'm not sure yet, and I'm going to balance it on an even number around the doors, and then this side here, I still haven't decided how I'm really going to make that yet. And I don't know if I'm going to put like another balcony out on this side yet, just because there is a little bit of an overhang. So I could kind of work off that and make it look just a little bit nicer from this side to give a view out over this forest over here. So I think first things first is let's move these furnaces back over, and once the furnaces are moved over, we should be able to finish this wall, and I might actually extend the wall. I'm not too sure yet. I'm gonna put in a couple of doors and measure it and see how everything looks. So I still got a couple of doors from back when I first made that hobbit hole. And if we look, we got, that's four. That's four. So this is one in the middle. So we're going to have to extend one of these sides. So it looks like this side might be the better option because I'm pretty sure this side is mostly just cliffs. Yeah, so this side's a little bit steeper. So I think I'm going to extend that side out just to keep it looking a little bit nicer. And I'm also just going to replace the dirt that I put down last episode with stone just to complete the look that we were going for. And speed this up, I'm going to use my shovel. And I think that with the stone, and after I do a little bit more to kind of balance out the cliff side here, so maybe just do a little bit of that. So just kind of terraforming a little bit, but nothing too crazy, because I am not too great at terraforming. But I think adding a couple of, but I think that with adding that little bit of stone and kind of balancing out, it'll make it look like this area was kind of flattened before I got here, and I just kind of took over from where it was. So I mean, I would say it's looking pretty good. I think we'll leave it like that because it still gives it kind of that cliff effect, but it doesn't look as drastic as it did before. And I'll also have to do that over here. And I'm hoping that once I get everything lit up here, I don't have to worry too much about mobs, because most of the time they don't do too well climbing up the cliffs. But there's always a chance that mobs will get to me. Also, I really hate using these melons because they do not last when trying to fill up hunger. So I think the best way to do this is just to kind of continue it on and then try to balance it out as best I can by just making these cliffs not really less steep, but make them steep based on where the keep is at, rather than trying to base it on, you know, where it was naturally. Because I feel like some of these cliffs are going to look a little too steep if I just leave them where they were. But with this, I'm also using up all of my stone, so I don't want to do too much of this, or at least not early on like this. So this sound's really getting on my nerves. but I was working on a plan overnight on how to kind of build this, and I need it to be centered, and then I will be able to start working on it from there. So it looks like I gotta do more lighting up around, otherwise these mobs aren't gonna leave me alone. So I have to also make more torches pretty soon. So I think what I can do is go ahead and start extending this wall. Another creeper. At least this one's in a pretty good spot to knock down the hill. I'm just worried about exploding, and then I have to replace all these stones. And now I have to try to hurry over here, make a sword, and then come back. So at least now I have some sticks to make some more torches, because I am definitely going to need those. I'm also going to have to find, probably kill a couple of those pigs down there and turn it into a farm so that I can actually start getting some supplies. Alright. I'm going to need as much XP as I can, because I want to start enchanting relatively soon too. Alright, so trying to think of what the best way to go about this is. So I guess I'll first take down these corners and extend it out a little bit, and then I will use my reference that I made last night and then kind of work from there. Alright, so from my reference I made that 16 wide, so I think what I'm going to try to do is extend these out a couple more, and this side here out a few more, and hopefully I can get it to be 16 wide and still look pretty good on this hill. And then from that I will be able to build a pretty nice building. So the first thing I need to do is place down these corners. So if I start it right here, which that's the end of that line over there, so I think that'll work. And then if I count over 16, then I should have just wide enough for what I was planning on doing. So this is a lot wider than what I expected it to be on here, but I think it'll look really good once I'm done. So I'm not too worried about having to terraform the rest of that. And then I'll have to work out where I put these pillars at and some other textures that I plan on using in the actual build. Alright, so the way I have it set up is I have it 767, and I need to go grab my spruce wood real quick. And so it'll be the 7th block, so this one here will be a spruce log, and then I go another 6, and this one here will be a spruce log, and then I'll go another 7. So it's gonna, these are what's gonna be the corner of the pillars kind of coming up, and then this will be the gap in between. And so I think this will also help kind of give it, make it look a little bit sturdier, even with the cliffside being so steep, because I feel like just using the logs as kind of supports actually gives it like a nicer look. And so if I move these over, hopefully I'll have enough to complete this side. I think I might have a couple more in the chest. And I also have to dig up that side still, which I got plenty of them over there. Alright, so now that we have that done, I can move this pillar here over. And then, I don't know if I want to extend up this mountain any. Actually, I think I will, because this would take a lot of logs if I don't. So I'm going to do a little bit more mining and load up the furnaces, and then I will be able to kind of extend this hill up a little bit more, and hopefully that helps with the logs. And I don't want to break this one. So I do actually think I will break the wall itself, just because I plan on changing that to maybe like a polished andesite or something, or maybe just even extending the stone bricks. And then I'll have these logs coming all the way down. So I will actually break these bottom blocks, but I think I want to wait until I both have a little bit more wood and I have that stone, so that I know where I actually want to end the mountain and start the logs. And this is going to be a pretty big dig, so I'm going to have to think of plenty of things to talk about while I'm digging this out. So I know this is kind of boring to watch, but I'm hoping that I can kind of occupy the time well enough that you guys still want to watch. And if it doesn't, then let me know, and I'll try to never do this again. But I'm hoping that with just... So this is kind of what I did my first episode, where I did as much talking and as little editing as I could. And I don't know really how it turned out. Haven't gotten any comments on it yet, but I'm hoping it went well enough that people still want to watch the series. And I'm definitely gonna need to get some more food soon, because 37 melons isn't gonna last me very long. I don't know if melons actually fill up like the I'm not sure what it's considered. There's a part, so it fills both up your hunger bars and your hunger rate, I guess it's considered. And I don't know if melons help with the hunger rate at all. And I think that's why I'm having to eat so many, is just because it's never actually filling me up. It's just kind of filling back in what I've lost already. It's like a light snack, I guess. Alright, so just mine up here. And I think the outline is coming together pretty well, even though I don't have the mountain finished. I'm definitely hoping that it looks good in the end. Well, I guess everybody hopes that their builds look good in the end, but I have zero idea how this is actually going to turn out. From what I'm basing it off of that I was working on yesterday, it definitely looks like it'll come out pretty good, but you know, I didn't actually finish that up yet, so I'm pretty sure that I can kind of tie it all together. I was having some troubles with trying to figure out like how I wanted to do lighting, because I'm planning on doing either some glowstone or some sea lanterns in the floor, and then putting like a trapdoor over them to kind of hide them, and then some lanterns up top. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use any like glowstone or sea lanterns up top because I couldn't really make them kind of match the rest of the build. It matched pretty well on the floor, but it didn't really match too well working in the ceiling. So I think I'm just going to stick with lanterns in the ceiling and then some torches around the doors and on the pillars. And then I think this is still at 38. Because I don't think I moved it back yet. No, I definitely didn't move it back. So I want to come back. So this was 38, so this is 37, 36, 35. So I want the pillar to be right there. So if I build this up from here, and I'll probably take, well, I don't know. So I might extend the cliff up and kind of cover up the front of this, but I'm not sure yet. I haven't really decided what I want to do there. And I am out of spruce wood, so hopefully I have plenty of stone that's already been burned through. Not really. I might have a stack that I can use, but I can also drop in a couple more. Let's finish off that stack. So I put in 46, so I need another 18 to finish it off. So that shouldn't take too long to mine out. And that's more than enough. Drop 6 down there, and then I can put in the full stack. So I might actually have a stack and a half now, a little less. But that'll at least help out with the terraforming. And so now I just kind of have to figure out what I want to do for this terraforming. So right here, the mountain actually comes up all the way to the top floor. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of have it slowly drop down. So maybe do like something like this. And then as we get closer to the middle, it'll kind of drop down faster. And over here is where I really need to extend it up. So I think what I'm going to do is just kind of add 2 to each of these. And I also have to work probably further down the mountain a little bit, just because I don't feel like this is going to really do it justice. So I kind of like where it's like you can actually see it in the stone, but I might come up like that and then extend this up a couple more. So it isn't really the best like cliffside for climbing, but then again I don't really want it to be, because most like keeps and stuff were built so that it was hard to get up from the sides. Like the only way that you could really get up to the keep was by using whatever the main path was, and that was so that the enemies had a harder time because it was easy to defend the one path, and then they couldn't really do anything to change where they were able to attack from. There's a zombie, there it is. So I definitely need to get more spruce wood. Let's go ahead and go to sleep again, and this will carry me through the night. And then I will be able to... So I have a lot of terraforming to do on this side. Luckily, most of it's going to be out a little bit further, but I definitely have to stack up a lot of blocks. to get it back up to where it needs to be. And so I think what I'll do is pull back this front wall here. And so with the kind of having to remake all these balconies, or kind of the area where the balcony will go, what I'm thinking is I'll build a little bit more support under the balcony so it'll look like it's really a balcony rather than just kind of an area that is still built on the mountain. So it'll have some like log supports and different things like that. But I think overall the inside is coming together fairly well, even though I'm kind of taking it slow with the building since I have to mine out all this inside area. But I mean, having this little rectangular area that is complete for at least like sleeping in and stuff, it'll be useful for when I'm ready to actually start the major construction, because then I already have a platform to work from that I don't have to worry about. And I might also try to search for a little bit of bamboo somewhere. I don't know if that's in like a specific forest or if I can find that just about anywhere, because if I can find it anywhere, then it'll definitely be easier to start building some of the upper stuff because of using scaffolding. And then I would also finally have a use for the string that I've been getting from the spider drops. So I think with this, I will end this episode, and then next episode we will continue mining out this inside here, and hopefully we can kind of get the terraforming done for the outside of the build, and then I'll finally be able to work on both this middle floor and extending the keep up to make it bring it to its full glory. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you're enjoying the series.